We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Yesterday we heard, now Shukadev Goswami is speaking how when Brahma was born, he could not understand anything. Then he heard that sound, tapa, means you have to do penance. By material senses and intellect one cannot understand, only through surrender. So we heard that this human life is meant for penance. It is not meant for unrestricted sense enjoyment, and to increase that like more and more. That is not the purpose. We have to restrict. That is why you will find in all Shastras mention about sense control, mind control, all this purification, and in Bhakti process we have that Upadeshamrita, Atyahara Prayasa. In the first verses, Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Uttara Upasta Vegam, Etan Vegam Jo Vishaheta Dira, Saram Apimam Pritin Sashishat. We have to control these 6 urges, to speak unnecessary talk. That can be stopped only by speaking about Krishna. And Vachavega Manasa, mind always thinking so many things and making plans and taking all attention. So you can control mind only by thinking of Krishna, his name, form, attributes, pastimes, associates. Then your mind can be subdued. And then anger. Anger is coming due to our unfulfilled some selfish desire, worldly desire. When obstacle is there, then we become angry. But that anger is bad. How we can control? When we can use anger properly, that is against those who are anger should be directed to those who are hostile to Supreme Lord and to devotees. They are doing harm, so you have to express anger carefully, so that to condemn that or to not support that and to make them understand that is wrong, and for others also. But you will find in Prabhupada's Upadeshamrita, in ISKCON they translate it as Amritavani, one book with the question and answer format of Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. There he was speaking this point, but then he came to the point, but first we have to see whether I am envious to devotees, whether I am fully engaged in the service of Krishna or not. Only if I am already pure devotee, then I can express anger to those anti-devotional elements. But before that, I have to be angry on my own anarthas, on my own wrong activities, wrong tendencies. So first one has to rectify himself. So you have to use anger to your own wrong activities in order to rectify, in order to not support. That is first project. Then you can use towards others. So there is Kanishta Adhikar, Madhyama Adhikar, Uttama Adhikar of devotees. So actually preaching is meant for Madhyama Adhikaris because they already have Amanina Manadena, they don't have other desires, and they are having compassion for the jivas. But if I am full of anarthas, then I will preach for the sake of name and fame or other things. So that is not real preaching. So first I have to purify myself by doing bhajan. I can give assistance or support to those who are Madhyama Adhikaris in their preaching activities. That much I can do when I am full of anarthas. But not independently preaching or becoming guru and like this, then your anarthas will pull you down. So this we have to be careful. So Prabhupada said, first you have to rectify yourself of all anti-devotional propensities, then you can instruct others. Then jihva means tongue, always want to relish nice food. And this is very greedy, logomoy sudurmati, most greedy of all the senses is tongue, to get good food. And in the words of Mahaprabhu, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Jihvar lala se jai iti uti dhai, Shishno dar parayan, Krishno nahi pai. In Bangla, that person who, because of greed of the tongue, goes here and there, means he's always searching how he can get nice food, or he's always going to shop and cooking like this to get enjoyment of the tongue. He will, and he Shishnodar Parayan, he is also a slave of his stomach and the genitals. Such a person cannot get Krishna. Impossible. So Rupa Goswami wrote, Jiva Vegam, we should not be very greedy to get. So this one can control only by honoring prasad in appropriate manner. With honoring and not for enjoyment, then one can get. And also Aniruddha Prabhu, God brother of our Gurudev, he also told me, when you are taking prasad, that time also you chant Harinam. Then this will help you to remove that greed to taste. And Gurudev told me in one Brajamandal Parikrama, he said, now it is Kartik. So people, they are offering many feasts here and there because they think it is very pious during Kartik and they want to do Vaishnav Seva like this. It is good. Gurudev told me, but there will be many feasts, puris, these all things, paneer, everything. So, but you should not go for taste. Don't try to run after taste to enjoy. Because then, now I'm saying, Gurudev only said this much, but by his grace I could understand what he wants to say, because then so many problems comes because of that. We are unable to control, oh, it is very good, then eating, then overeating, or eating things which are not favorable for our health. Then next is Jiva Vega, Udar Veg. That is stomach. Stomach wants to eat more than necessary. So that we have to control. There, Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Upadeshamrita, he wrote that fasting on Ekadashi is compulsory and on other days, and taking prasad as much as necessary for your service. Not more, not less. Our life is not meant for enjoyment. But for the service we are taking, also rest and everything. That is the purpose. And if someone cannot control stomach, he always overeats, then this will give pressure to the genitals and he will become slave of the genitals. Then illicit sex connection and all these things will be there. So one who does not control these 6 urges, he cannot advance in devotion. It is impossible. This is only to enter into devotion. One has to, but through sadhana, bhakti, one can control these 6 urges. Even if you practice karma kant and jnana kant, there also prescription for controlling these 6 urges are there. They have different methods, but they also have to. So unrestricted, unregulated life is never beneficial for anything. Even for worldly life, that will give so much problem. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur told, by offenselessly chanting Harinam and by sadhu sangha, and in sadhu sangha means all prasad, everything, in appropriate way, then one can control these 6 urges. So Gurudev told us, you have to read Upadeshamrita and you have to practice. That is the teaching of Rupa Goswami, our Gurudev, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He heard it from him. Because practice is most important. By practice you can get fruit, not by gathering knowledge. And for the sake of gathering knowledge, if you gather, you want to know how to serve Krishna, this type of Sambandha Gyan, Abhideya Gyan, Prayojan Gyan, in order to properly practice, that is okay, but not for its own sake. If someone only reading and not practicing proper devotional service, then that will have no effect. And then in next verse, again Rupa Goswami is giving instruction. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpa niyamagraha jana sangascha lahulyam cha sharabida bhaktir binashyati. Atyahara means to eat too much, but not only eating too much, collecting anything too much, beyond your necessities. Very greedy to collect, to have many things. What is necessary for your service of Krishna, that much you should collect to be engaged in the service of Krishna, but not collecting for the sake of accumulating. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained, it does not mean only atyahara, only eating too much. It means you should not like hear too much worldly topics. Eyes always want to see nice something, scenery or Bollywood movies or this and that they want to see or whatever. Knows all this. Excessive accumulation of any this sense enjoyment through any of the senses, that is detrimental for devotion. You should restrict this. YouTube, this, so many things. Eyes, ears, they all want. Then Atyahara Prayasa. Prayasa means to do some like big project, something which is not necessary for service of Krishna. So to earn so much money or to make in this world something, so certain big projects, it will be time consuming, energy consuming, and that will divert your mind. So that one should not. Prayas. Prajalpa. Speaking all the time, nonsense. not about Krishna, but topics diverted from Krishna. Illusory talk. That is also taking your mind. Fully will take your mind. That prajalpa. And wasting time. Ultimately, prajalpa comes to point of criticizing others. Speaking about others' faults all the time. And ultimately it comes to criticizing Supreme Lord and Vaishnavas. Natural progression. Prajalpa niyam agraha. One meaning is niyam agraha. One meaning is niyam with short a, agraha. Two different meanings. One is that you are not knowing the purpose of rules, certain rules, and you are following just for the sake of, fanatically following, just for the sake of following, not knowing what is the purpose, and applying according to time, place, circumstance. Another is that you are slackened in following rules. You are not following rules and regulations of devotion, like four regulative principles, and about this eating and all, and regular chanting, regular hearing Harikatha, following Ekadashi. So that is slackened. You are not following the rules of devotion. That is wrong. Another also is that you are following the rules of Karma Kant or Jnana Kant. They are not meant for devotees. So if you follow those rules and give much importance on those, so that your mind is diverted, then like on a Satila Ekadashi, you will eat sesame, because there it is mentioned in Karma Kant. And you will make all those procedures for that. That is not for devotees. So, or certain fastings in Jnana Kant, or like this tapasya, those things are not for devotees to be followed. So this also falls into niyam agraha, or to follow rules beyond your adhikar. That is agraha, overzealousness. You are not madhyamadhikari, but you are trying to save the whole world. I will save the whole world. I will instruct everyone. I will make everyone devotee. I will preach. I will all this. That is not your duty on your stage. But we think we have to control whole world. That is also overzealousness. You have to do what you have to do. What is your duty on your stage? Not do or imitate, like Sai Maharaj, he woke up, he translated, and or Haridas Thakur chanted 3 times. So we see some, like, or Goswamis, then we think I will also do like this. Then we try to imitate, and we can last only for a few days, because we are not qualified for that type of practice. Sai Maharaj can do because he is pure, and Haridas Thakur can do because he's on that level. But I cannot do. I have to do what I have to do. What they engage me, Gurudev, Vaishnavas, they engage me, that I have to do. That will be progressive for me. I will rescue whole world. You first rescue yourself. You first follow. Then, like this, Goswamis, yeah, I will be under tree, I will chant whole day, all this. That is Niyamagraha. So under the guidance of Guru, we have to do according to our situation. And Niyamagraha Jana Sangha. We are associating with non-devotees. They want to go to picnic, yeah, I will also go. And there you will spend time. They will eat meat and all these things, so you are wasting your time. Or some other cinema or that enjoyment, because non-devotees all the time they are very busy to get sense enjoyment all the time. 24 hours program. In advance already they make program. I heard the program made for in advance already. This day this day that, all this. So if you are associating with such non-devotees, then inevitably you will be pulled into those things and you will waste time. You have no time for bhajan. And always have to hear nonsensical talks. The impure food is there, and low energy, everything. Jana Sangha. And lowlya, greediness. One meaning is greediness for anything. Another meaning is lowlyam, restlessness. That you are very curious what those people they say. Let me know what those people say, or what they are practicing, what yogis are practicing, what those are practicing. You want to know everything, and you are not fixed in devotion. You want to know, and you are also practicing. And like Mukunda, he played this pastime in Gaur Lila. When he was with Mayavadis, he said, yes, he's very good, yes, Advaita. When he was with devotees, he said, yes, Bhakti is very good. When he was in some other karmis, he said, yes, karma is very good. Then another group, yes, that is very good. So that is not fixation, not understanding that devotion is the ultimate benefit of all jivas, because by that they will water at the root of tree and they will get everything. So this restlessness mind not fixed. So many things wants to do. So these things in Padashavrita, they are not merely for hearing and for speaking to others. They are meant, we have to practice this consciously. Otherwise we cannot progress in devotion. Then we have to, in the third verse, we have to restrict ourselves, control, not waste time. Then we have to positively engage. Then third verse comes. Utsahan nishchay dvarja tatat karma prarthana sangatyagat sato brite sarvida bhaktir prasiddhati. In previous verse, it was these 6 faults will destroy devotion. So if someone is serious about attaining devotion, practicing devotion, then he will have to give up these things, because those things are destroying devotion. Vinashyati means destroying. It is not uselessly said, or so you should not be unmindful of those things, or these are not important things. Why so many rules and regulations? There is a purpose for those. Then these 6 positive we have to also accept. It is also not only for speaking and hearing. Utsahan means you have, with enthusiasm, you have to do devotional practice. And with firm belief in the practice and in the mercy of Krishna, he will surely bless. Utsaha nishchaya, that is firm faith. Dharja, you have to be patient in practice. You will not get it all of a sudden result. So with patience and tatat karma pravartana, utsaha nishchaya dharja tatat karma pravartana. All scriptural rules and regulations for devotion you have to accept, practice. All activities for the service of Krishna, sato brite. Utsaha nishchaya dharja tatat karma pravartana. Sanga Tyagat. Again he is saying. And Satobrite, Sanga Tyagat. You have to give up association with non-devotees. That does not mean that you will not see anyone, because when you go to shop, you have to see one person. When you are in job, you have to see so many persons. And in all these dealings, that does not mean. But with affection, you should not behave with them. You should not open your heart about bhajan and like take their advice or take food impure. Should not give with affection if they are not willing. You can offer prasad as compassion, but not with loving. You should not. And speaking only as much as necessary for your job. In job and in shop, and that much you speak nicely, but not intimately with love associate with non-devotees, because that will pollute you. You will not be able to remember Krishna. 2 times he's saying, Sanga Tyagat, again. And Sato Brite, you have to follow in the footsteps of great devotees, sadhus. How they perform bhajan, we have to follow in their footsteps, not imitate them, but how they follow gradual procedure, that we have to follow. Those previous or present, if there are devotees, you have to follow their way of life. Then you have to learn how to associate with devotees in 3 ways: giving and taking prasad, opening your heart to them and hearing about bhajan, and to give what is required to them and receiving what they're offering. Like if sadhu needs umbrella, then you will give umbrella. If sadhu needs whatever is necessary for his service, that things we should offer. And if sadhu gives us something, we should accept with respect, mattress or whatever. So in this way we have to associate with devotees. That will increase our devotion. And how to properly respect devotees on different levels. In 5th verse, you should not worship Kanishta Adhikari. Oh, like someone unstable practitioner. He is initiated but unstable, sometimes practicing, sometimes not. Like this, unstable. So if he comes to your house, then you cannot apply that rule which we now heard from Siddhanti Maharaj, that Narottam Thakur said, no, Jiva Goswami sent one pure devotee to act that like he will die now, he's so hungry. So Pujari gave him bhoga. Bhoga, which was intended to offer to Bhagavan, he gave to him, to Vaishnava, to take. When Jiva Goswami heard, he was very happy. Because they understood, yes, they understood the importance of Vaishnava. And Krishna is eating through the mouth of Vaishnava, but this is not for every Vaishnava. We should not mistake this. That to just give bhoga to anyone like little is connected to devotion, then you will give bhoga. That is not through pure devotee's mouth Krishna is taking. Because pure devotee sees everything is Krishna's. He does not need to formally offer anything. He sees everything is Krishna's mercy, prasad. Everything he is seeing in that connection. So what he is taking is already taken in proper consciousness. So he is not actually taking bhoga. You are giving him bhoga, but he is seeing it is Krishna's grace. But if someone doesn't have such vision, then you cannot do this. So Kanishta Adhikari is not to be worshipped. Kanishta Adhikari you have to mentally respect. Yes, he is good. He is chanting name. It is good. He has some faith like this, but not to worship him or give him bhoga. That will be offense. And Madhyamadhikari, you have to know what are the qualities of Madhyamadhikari, recognize, then you have to behave appropriately with Madhyamadhikari. And correctly you have to know what are the qualities of Uttamadhikari. He is worshipable as God. Madhyamadhikari also you have to respect and worship if he is Guru, but you should not have equal treatment to and equal respect, equal behavior to devotees on different levels. That you should not do. Then you, this is 5th verse, 6th verse, you should not see pure devotees with your material judgment. There is one pure devotee, but he is born in, like Haridas Thakur, in Muslim family. Then you will think that he's low class. Or you will find his body has some disease. Then you will think bad karma. He's a sinful person, so that is why he has to suffer this. Or some other bodily defect, if you see, or he's ugly, or something you see, then you will commit offense. So this we have to understand. And then in a regulated manner, Rupa Goswami is telling that we will not get immediately taste of Krishna's name, form, attributes, all this, because we have the jaundice of ignorance. So you will have to take chanting and hearing and all these practices as a medicine, not because you will immediately like it, but because you know it is beneficial. With great faith, with honor, you will have to take that practice in a regulated manner. Then when you will purify your heart by such practice, then raga will come on 8th verse. Then that is not like in the category of penance. You will have great enthusiasm, great liking to do when ruchi will appear. Then that is not penance. Before that is penance. So in this 7th verse, we sometimes we hear, no, I don't feel like chanting. I'm I'm not inspired. So if someone and he's not chanting. So if someone is saying like this and doing like this, means he did not yet accept that he is eternal servant of Krishna and that he has to chant in order to serve Krishna as a duty, in order to serve Krishna, not because whether he likes it or not. Then that is not yet serious practitioner. I don't feel like that. But those who are sincere sadhakas, they, whether they like it or not, they will do it as a duty or as taking medicine. When you are sick, then you have to take medicine. When you get cured, and no one likes that taste of medicine, but when you will be cured, then that same medicine will be like your food. That is after ruchi. So until we reach the ruchi stage, it will be penance. Our Gurudev told everyone has to do this penance. It is like a poison at the beginning because you have to restrict your senses, but ultimate result will be nectar. But sense enjoyment is, in the beginning, seems like pleasant, but ultimate result will be poison. You will have to suffer. So those who are serious sadhakas, sincere, they will practice these verses of Upanishad. They will try. Maybe due to bad habits and like this, they will have some difficulty and sometimes they will fail, but at least they will try their best to restrict themselves, to not speak unnecessarily, to not waste time unnecessarily, to not do things unnecessarily, and to try to engage himself as much as possible in devotional practice, chanting, reading, or service, puja, all these things. They will try. They know this is what we got this human life for. They are serious sadhakas. They will not want to waste time. I saw such. So that is, they are serious. Even if you ask them some question, they will feel not wanting to waste time, because they want to engage themselves in the service of Krishna wholly. Only if you are very sincere, and really that is meant for your devotional improvement, not only for curiosity, they will give you time, because that will also be spent properly. That will also be one kind of bhajan for them to help you. But they will not want to waste time to impress you with some knowledge and to satisfy your curiosity. They will not. They want to chant, because they know I have to serve Krishna. So sadhakas are on many different levels. Something is better than nothing, but at least we should know and try to practice penance. Sadhan bina sadhya vastu keho nahi paye. Our Gurudev used to quote from Chaitanya Charitamrita, without sadhana, that is penance, no one can get sadhya, that is ultimate goal. Even gurus, sadhu, all they had to do penance to get. Even Nitya Siddhas, they are already Nitya Siddhas, but they appear in this world and they show the pastime of being sadhakas. Like Raghunath Das Goswami, you can see, he practiced. And Haridas Thakur and others, they showed their life. And we have to practice. So here Brahma, when he heard this sound, he tried to find the speaker, searching on all sides. But when he was unable to find anyone besides himself, he thought it wise to sit down on his lotus seat firmly. No, I did not read the Sanskrit yet. Yesterday, I will read what we heard yesterday. While thus engaged in thinking, in the water, Brahmaji heard twice from nearby two syllables joined together. One of the syllables was taken from the 16th and the other from the 21st of the Sparsha alphabets, and both joined to become the wealth of the renounced order of life. Means tapa, penance, he heard. He has to do so now today. Nishamya tad vaktri didrikshaya disho vilokya tatranyat apashyamana swadishnyam astaya vimrishya tadhitam tapasyupadishta iva dade manah. When he heard the sound, he tried to find the speaker, searching on all sides. But when he was unable to find anyone besides himself, he thought it wise to sit down on his lotus seat firmly and give his attention to the execution of penance, as he was instructed. That is the point. Like Dhruva Maharaj also. He saw his Gurudev in his life only once. Only once. During the time of Narad Goswami instructing him in the forest, and then gave him mantra and instruction. Then Dhruva, after hearing, he fully dedicated himself to execute that penance, that bhajan, as given by Gurudev. There was no need to meet his Gurudev again, because he already accepted and he was practicing, and because he was practicing sincerely, exactly as Gurudev told him, and fully what Gurudev told him, he got perfection. We can also get, if we are serious to follow what Gurudev instructed us. If we don't follow, then who is to be blamed? We cannot get the result. Sometimes I was thinking that this Bhakti Yoga is not working. I'm not seeing result. But then I understood it is not that Bhakti Yoga is not working. It is I am not doing Bhakti Yoga. Means proper, actual Bhakti Yoga. That is why I'm not getting the desired result or expected or what is written in Shastra. Not because Bhakti Yoga is not, I am not doing Bhakti Yoga. If I would do Bhakti Yoga as Dhruva and Ambarish like this, then result will be there. Why you are saying Bhakti Yoga does not work? You are not doing Bhakti Yoga as it should be done. So he gave his full attention. That sound, and Dhruva also. He full attention, I will follow what the Gurudev told. Divyam Sahasrabdam Amoga Darshano Jita Nilatma Vijito Bhayendriya Atapya Tasmakila Loka Tapanam Tapas Tapiyam Stapatam Samahitaha. Lord Brahma underwent penances for 1000 years by the calculations of the demigods. He heard this transcendental vibration from the sky and he accepted it as divine. Thus he controlled his mind and senses, and the penances he executed were a great lesson for the living entities. Thus he is known as the greatest of the ascetics. You see, he did, like we, in the time of initiation, Gurudev says you have to fast on Ekadashi. That is also one kind of penance. You cannot eat everything, only those items which are allowed. They will not break fast, but you cannot. But we don't want to do this penance. And Janmashtami and Rishinga Chaturdashi, all these, they are also fasting days. We don't want to do penance. All the time thinking to enjoy senses. And penance is also you have to rise, you have to attend Mangal Arati and Noon Arati and evening Arati and Harikatha. It's all penance. So we have to do. If we do penance, then we can get the result. And if you are Pujari, then you have to rise earlier than all others, because you have to prepare for offering before Mangalarati, and all the utensils and everything you have to, Pujari has to first, early. That is why I saw sincere Pujaris, they are very careful. They will not overeat in night-time prasad, because they know if I will eat too much, then how I will wake up in the morning. But if I don't have any responsible service, then I will do everything. But those who have responsible service and they're responsible persons, they're very careful about their life, how they are doing. Because Pujari has to wake up, has to open, first taking bath, put tilak, everything he has to do before, and opening and offering balya bhog, then arati, then cleaning and everything. And then in the afternoon also others may sleep a little longer, but Pujari has to wake up. Because at 4 you have to wake up deities, you have to again offer, you have to go to kitchen, either someone else will prepare or you have to cut this. So they know, those who have responsible service, they know about this overeating and these things. They know the bad effects of that. They will not be able to do service. Aniruddha Prabhu also told me, if you want to chant more, you will have to wake up earlier. But you will not be able to wake up earlier if you will have heavy dinner. You have to take very light dinner, then you can wake up. Then you can chant. So if someone wants to chant 3 lakhs daily, then he will have to manage his life in such a way that that can be fulfilled. But if I don't have any responsibility, any duty like this, all slackened, then also other things will be slackened. Or those who are in Vaishnav Seva, some old Maharaj, they also have very regulated life. I saw sevaks. It's not, you cannot fool around or play around. So Brahma did penance. Dhruva also did penance. I also saw devotees. They are doing penance. They are sincere to serve Thakurji. They will do nicely. They will do cloth, cleaning, cooking, everything. And some are like for preaching seva, or they will travel, they will undergo much penance for preaching sake. They have to travel in trains, and this is also penance. But it is their seva, so they are doing. And some will chant, some will speak. So some Srila Maharaj told, if someone wants to get control over mind, then some responsible seva is necessary. Guru will give some responsible seva, then he will have to think. Like Pujari, he has to think. This time is offering, this time is that, all this. So he has to think. He cannot be freely roaming as per his senses or his mind. No? So penance is good, and that will give us proper nectarian fruit. Unrestricted enjoyment is not good. It may be good at the time, oh, very nice prasad, I will eat it more, but after you will lose. Tasmai swalokam bhagavan sabhajitaha sandarshayam asa param nayat param vyapeta sanklesha vimoha sadvasam swadrishtavadbhir purusher abhishtutam. I saw Pujari. After prasad, he will go to take rest. Others, they may speak this and that, so many things, but he will not. Why? Because he knows if he will indulge in that unnecessary things, he will not be able to serve properly. It is his duty. So they are very careful when they eat, when they go to bed, because their life is regulated, and that is proper life. The personality of Godhead, being thus very much satisfied with the penance of Lord Brahma, was pleased to manifest his personal abode Vaikuntha, the supreme planet above all others. This transcendental abode of the Lord is adored by all self-realized persons freed from all kinds of miseries and fear of illusory existence. So if someone will do penance, we have in Upanishad, you have those examples that Upamanyu, I think, Gurudev told him, you have to remove the water so that it will not flood you have to stop the water so that it will not flood the rice fields like this. So he could not, by any means could not do, so he lay down then with his own body and he was shivering and he did not come back. Then Guru came and he asked, what you are doing? Why you didn't come to take prasad? He said, no, Gurudev, you told I have to block water. It was not possible. So I'm lying here. So now the water is not coming. It is good. So Gurudev was so happy because he saw his disciple seriously took what Gurudev told him. Seriously he took. So by seeing that penance, Guru just blessed him. You will get Brahma Gyan, and he got it. This is we cannot get without the blessing of Guru, but Guru will bless those who will sincerely practice. So he also was suffering whole night to block that water, penance, but Guru was pleased, yes. And there are so many examples that another one who understood at last, I should not take anything without permission of Gurudev. Then when he understood that point, Gurudev was so happy with him. He blessed him, yes, you will get. Ishwar Puri did service to Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri blessed him. You will be ocean of Krishna Prema. He got. Like that, we cannot get that blessing of Guru, the Krishna Prema, without following his instructions. So here we see Brahma did sincerely for a long time full attention, and then Krishna was pleased and he gave him. Like that, if we seriously take the instruction what Gurudev gave us, means we will perform penance for the service of Krishna, then Guru will be pleased. There is no need to request him for mercy or to show in front of him. You see, Gurudev, I'm such a great devotee. No need to show. Gurudev knows everything. Whether someone is sincerely doing or not. He seriously took or not. So when he sees he's really sincere, he will bless and he will get. Like that Ramdas Prabhu. He never showed off. But Prabhupada in his room, he knows he's a pure devotee. So he sent that learned person to learn from Ramdas Prabhu. Gurudev knows. The main thing is we have to accept penance. And the result of penance will be nectar. Penance which is prescribed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal associates, by Guru Parampara, Gurudev, that penance which is given by Gurudev, that we have to do seriously, then we can get Krishna Prem. Tomorrow we will hear.